So we have to talk about LA, a city run by liberals, Democrats, who, when it comes to making it difficult for businesses to be able to operate, they are the experts, right? And the reason why I say this is because they are the city council. LA City Council just came up with a law which is going to allow, hotel and airport workers to receive up to $30 of minimum wage. Right, because I think every year up until now it's going to increase by like $250 until 2028, where the minimum wage will be $30. And this is going to be a problem because right now it comes at a time where airports and a lot of hotels are struggling, right? And they're voicing their opinion that they're struggling right now. Like business is not great, and implementing this $30 minimum wage is going to make things worse. And what makes this also difficult is the fact that there's a lot of events that are coming to LA, right? I think in 2026, you got the FIFA World Cup. 2027, you have the Super Bowl. And then 2028, you're going to have the Olympic and Paralympic Games. So there are a lot of events that are coming up. And the fact that they're putting in this $30 minimum wage is going to make it very difficult for a lot of these hotel businesses and airports to survive. So in this video, we have a news report that's going to share like what's going on when it comes to these hotels.
And tonight we're hearing from the president for Los Angeles Hotel Group, who says they've decided not to move forward with a $250 million hotel expansion. This after the LA City Council voted to increase the minimum wage for hotel and airport workers to $30 an hour, just in time for the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah, but it's not just the wage increase that has some companies upset. NBC4's Alex Wazir live with those details for us. Alex.
Michael and Colleen, I spoke with the president and CEO of Sun Hill Properties, and one of their properties, hotels, is the Hilton next to Universal Studios. And for 8 years now, they've been planning to build another hotel right next door, but now they're not moving forward with that project. And he said LA should prepare to lose more hotels too. In the 24-story, nearly 500-room Hilton Universal, Sun Hill Properties President Mark Davis told me about what was supposed to be their next big project.
You would have saw an 18-story tower sitting right here, built over the top of our current pool.
But their plans for a new 395-room hotel have now been put on hold.
What was the price tag?
$250 million.
And it's not happening anymore.
Not happening.
Sun Hill Properties decided not to move forward with the project after the LA City Council passed a new minimum wage for hotel and airport workers that will reach $30 per hour by the 2028 Olympics, a requirement for all LA hotels with more than 60 rooms.
Our industry's been targeted.
But it's not the wage that has Davis upset.
We're already paying most at these rates already to most of our staff.
It's other items like the required health care payment that will cost companies an additional $7.65 per hour. He says
I don't know what it is about Democrats that think they understand business more than actual businesses, right? And they always use this argument that the people they can't live off these wages, they can't feed their family. Well, I mean, why is that? Why is it so expensive there, right? Maybe it's some of the policies that you're implementing that's making it life difficult for a lot of the people that work there. And you think in order to make good on these on the issues that are going on, you're going to try to make life difficult for businesses, right? Since they have money, why don't we just let the businesses pay for these things? But then when these businesses start going out of business, start closing up, and then all your tax revenue is gone. And then what are you going to do? People are going to lose their jobs, okay? People are going to shut down businesses, and then the minimum wage is zero for a lot of these people. But you got these Democrats that continue to put in policies that just make things more difficult, not only for businesses, but for also the people that live there. And of course, if you're an employee, this is a good thing for you. Like, now $30, this is great. But we all know when it comes to that, business is going to say, you know what, this is too expensive, and they're going to let people go. And then you wonder why you have so many people that don't have jobs and need government assistance. But maybe that's what they want, right? That's their goal, right? To make sure people lose their jobs, and then there's more reason to say, you know what, we need more money for Medicaid so people can live. Maybe that is their goal, to get people fired and then need government assistance, and then that keeps them in business. That keeps these government officials, these politicians in business, right?
Ordinance will hurt the hotel business.
What are your colleagues in the hotel industry saying?
They're saying they're going to have to, some of them actually close, specifically some of the smaller properties.
But city leaders like Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez say the new wage and health care benefit is needed.
When we look around the city of Los Angeles, rents are skyrocketing. People do not have health insurance to take their kids for even the most simple illnesses. As a city, we have to look at that and say we have to do something. You know, I certainly don't have that big of a concern about hotels closing because we have a hardship exemption in the law. So if we do have employers that say, you know, they can't sustain this, they can come to the city, we can go through the process, and they can be exempt completely from the law.
Right now, a group of hotels and airlines are collecting signatures trying to overturn the ordinance. Davis said if it's overturned, they may still move forward with their new development.
There's still time to make a decision.
But until then, he said Sun Hill Properties will take their future business elsewhere.
I've been directed by the shareholders to look for other locations for growth. You know, it could have been in LA, but it's not going to be in LA.
City Council member Hugo Soto Martinez is urging people not to sign the petition because he says this is something workers really need. However, Mark Davis with Sun Hill Properties believes that he really is worried about what this may mean for the future of hotels in Los Angeles, especially with so many big events on the way like the 2028 Olympics. Reporting live tonight, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
And that's the thing, man. When you look at these politicians, the guy that was just there is like, yeah, the people they need this. Like they need the help. They need the money. Like things are just too expensive. Like, well, you're the reason that these things are expensive, that people can't afford these things. Like, why don't you just fix your policies? But you know what? It's just like, you know, you also got to put the onus on a lot of these people that vote for this stuff, right? You're voting for these people that are just going to make your life more difficult, right? Because their policies do not work. Right? You wonder why things are so expensive there. Like, who's running that state? Who's running the city? Right? It's run by Democrats. And then you got to ask the question, why is everything so expensive? You got to start looking at their policies, right? The policies that they're implementing, right? Right? Like all the stuff that they, you know, hiking up minimum wage, and you wonder why everything you're shopping there, you're buying things, everything is so expensive because when you're increasing the labor costs of some of these businesses, they're going to have to increase the cost of the goods and services that they're providing. And then people complain like, oh, why is everything so expensive? Well, you know, and then if you look at it, like a lot of these businesses, they're like, all right, you know, we can't operate this way, right? You're making it much tougher. And then you see all these events that are coming to LA, especially when it comes to, you know, Olympic Games, Super Bowl. If hotels are shutting down, what's the experience like going to be when these events come? When people can't find hotels, the hotel costs are going to increase exponentially, right? People are going to start saying, well, damn, it costs so much for these hotels because they have hotel shortages. Okay? So, I mean, look, if you gotta understand that, like, this obviously, you know, this is what Democrats do, though. This is what they always do. They find ways to implement laws, and then when there's a problem that exists, then they try to make another law to fix that problem, which just causes more problem, and it just makes everything more expensive. And then people just say, you know what, I'm just going to leave and go somewhere else, and then boom, right there, your tax revenue is gone, and then it gets to a point where that city just is no longer feasible, and there's just nothing there, and then people are wondering why there's no grocery stores, no businesses there, and it's just a basic desert, right? Because Democratic policies, their policies don't work. They're dumb, okay? But yet people continue to just vote these people in, and then wonder why, you know, life is so hard for them. But those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. So guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.